What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with a quick look at these new Proline Trepador tires. I've had these pre-ordered for a long time. Honestly, didn't even know they shipped, and they just showed up. So these are a 62 millimeter tire. They've got a really good look to them. They come mounted on these plastic beadlock wheels, like most of the Proline tires, similar to the Swampers, etc. So, tires, it's kind of hard to test them. There's a lot of variables when you're testing tires. The truck completely determines how a tire is going to run. Really, the way the truck is set up, if it's stock, if it's modded, whatever. So you guys let me know, how do you like to see these tires tested? Because a lot of times I get them out of the pack like this. I put holes in them to vent them, for one, and usually I just ditch the plastic beadlock wheels, put them on a wheel that I like. The problem is there's so many different wheels that, wheels are kind of can be switched out and totally change the way the tire performs. So that's kind of going to come down to personal preference, what wheel you're going to run. So would you rather just see them on the wheels that they come with, so that we can kind of determine how they work as they are? Or should I put flubbers in them, go all out, whatever? Just kind of give me a heads up what you think. It's kind of hard to be mounting and unmounting tires all the time. So maybe I could get one set of wheels that are pretty easy to mount up, not a lot of screws in them, something like that, and I could flip-flop the tires on that. The problem is then you got to figure out what truck they will fit, what they won't. Something like this, I was going to use this because I thought, well, it's a completely stock truck, it'd be a good baseline to test these, and then run these right next to it, and it's the same exact truck, but these are going to rub a lot on this, something like this. So that's why I've kind of just decided for this one, I'm going to install these on this Demeanor. It's not going to really be limited on what it can do because of the truck itself. It's all going to come down to kind of these tires. Obviously, they're not going to have the weight here that I normally have with maybe a wheel like this, but this thing has the brass inner and outer portal covers. It's got a lot of weight to it anyways. So I thought maybe this would be a decent rig. I'll just kind of try to test most releases on. It's just, like I said, sometimes, with these portals, maybe the wheels they come on don't really fit that too well. So anyways, you guys let me know. These do have a really good feel. They kind of, when you take them out of the pack, they have like the release agent on them. They're a little like slick, but if you kind of wipe that off, they get just a little bit of dust on them. They've got a good feel. These style tires are something that I run backwards a lot, and people are always like, your tires run backwards, but these are directional. They're supposed to go like this, so I'm going to run them that way. But a lot of times I kind of like this to be almost like a grapple, like a hook, like this. So I run them backwards because I feel like it just grabs better. Let me know what you think. How do you run tires like this? Do you run them the way they're supposed to be ran, or do you flip the fronts, rears, whatever? We are going to install these the way they're supposed to be ran, just like they are, without venting them. I'm going to run them. I'm going to run these that came on the new Power Wagon here because they're on a plastic wheel. Swampers, I really like these tires. Everybody I've recommended them to really likes them. So I feel like it's kind of a fair comparison. They're obviously not the same size. The Trepadors are quite a bit larger, but these are on plastic wheels. They're a good solid tire, so it'll give us kind of a baseline of what maybe these should do as well. So I'm going to run both of these wheels and tires on this truck and put them side by side, and we'll talk about it while it's running. Okay guys, so I lied. I came out here, I ran my runs with the Trepadors, and I will give my thoughts on these as they're running. I went to switch and put the Swampers on, and if I tighten these wheels all the way down, you can see it will not turn. I have to back that nut off so far for this to turn that the wheel's just flopping around on the hex, because I am hitting inside the portal there. So I'm not going to be running these back to back. If you want to see these Swampers on a different set of wheels maybe on here, I can definitely do that in another video. It's just not 100% fair putting Swampers on a heavier set of wheels and comparing them, but you can see the offset on these, just enough difference in the depth here that these Trepadors fit well with the stock wheels. I mean, that's a good thing for anybody wanting to run these stock wheels. I actually really like the look of these things on here. I think with a little bit of added weight, I may just leave these on these wheels. I would vent them, obviously, and probably change out the foams, but I'm definitely going to vent them and just try them like that for a little bit with these wheels. I really liked how this thing ran. So let's get into the running, and I'll just talk about it as we're running, but I do apologize for not running these like I had mentioned. So to be 100% honest with you guys, I haven't really ran these tires in any other scale. They're just a tire I never really picked up. I do really like the looks of them at this scale. And when I got them on this Demeanor, I absolutely just loved the plain like black wheels and these tires. They've got some nice meat on the sidewall as well that looks kind of aggressive and everything. So I really found myself liking the looks of them. So I was hoping they would perform pretty well. They did seem to do pretty good. You know, you seen right there at the beginning, I thought, oh no, because they kind of slipped quite a bit there and it was a pretty easy climb. But a lot of times a tire takes a while to get broke in. That's why it's really hard to test these tires, take them out and run them once and tell you anything and be honest about it. So I try to be pretty open about tires. Like, a lot of it comes down to how the truck's set up, the weight of the truck, and just more time spent with them. You know, obviously every tire breaks in different, and most of the time, once they're broke in, they're much better. You know, like to me, a tire is at its best when it's just almost dead, you know? So I do feel like taking it out on this course right here, I can kind of tell what tires are going to be good or at least have potential, just like that climb right there. They walked right up that. I've had tires that would not go up that no matter what I did. So that's kind of why I built this course the way I did. It's got several kind of basic lines where I can test tires and RTR trucks and stuff no matter what. There you can see I kind of struggled not having the weight of a little heavier wheel in the rear. Normally this thing doesn't go endo like that near as bad. But I think maybe I could add like some rear portal covers or something to this thing and actually just leave these wheels. I did end up venting these tires and it helped them quite a bit. So I would definitely suggest doing that if nothing else. But I will probably look at putting some of Tony from CCXRC's pine trees. I really like the ones that he fits in the scramblers. I just picked up a new set of scramblers actually because I love those tires to mount on another set of wheels. And those foams of Tony's should fit perfect in these as well. I think they're almost the exact same size as the scramblers. So I think if we put those in here, these tires could be really good. They are aggressive enough that you could go out in some dirt and stuff and they should do well. And they seem to do pretty good on this course for being on plastic wheels and their first time out. I did try to run these a couple days before I made the video on them. You know, sometimes maybe you go out, you really like the looks of something, you're giddy about them, and it affects how you feel about something. And then you run it again later and you're like, maybe that's not as good as what I thought. These both days I ran them, you know, first I ran them here unvented, and then I did vent them and ran them again on another day. And I thought they were good both days. You know, the first day I thought, well, they could be a little better if I vented them, changed the foams, etc. Once I vented them, they were better. And I think they can get even better with some different inserts. So for me, a solid tire. You guys let me know what you think about them. Do you have some? What's your experience with them? Are you going to get some? Whatever. I think I'd like to spin them around, run them backwards just to see what they do. But then I'm going to put some of Tony's inserts in there and let them run for a while, probably on this truck right here. So let me know what you think about them. I appreciate you guys sticking around. I'll leave you with the rest of the running. I did put some clips in here with vented versus unvented side-by-side comparison so you could see it, and just a little bit of chatting while I was running. So thank you guys for checking these out. I will link them in the description if you're interested in picking them up there. It's an affiliate link. It will help out the channel, and I just use that to purchase more and more stuff. So thank you guys very much. Peace. I think they would do much better being vented. You know, you kind of get that balloon feel, like they look really rounded. Like this one, you can really tell, you got that high center. That may wear down over time. But if we vent that, we'll get a little more squish. It'll let some of that air out of there. And then you'll get more of a contact area, I think, with the tire instead of catching that ridge in the center, hopefully. So I'll probably vent these for sure. I vent all of my tires. Just prefer it. Not sure if we'll get this. Not 100% sure how well this truck pulls that anyways. Kind of a slayer line. This will do it with the right wheel and tire. I think we're going to need a little more weight. Maybe if we get the right hook. Just need that center over a little bit. There we go. Come on. Oh. I think these need to be vented bad right here. Because look at that, I'm getting like no deflection on the rear. I should be digging in, gripping a little bit. I'm just really not. I can probably work it to the left far enough, maybe. No, it is definitely possible. Nope. This one right here is a really good tire test spot. Usually if they can get up this, they're going to be really good. You can see how we're just kind of bouncing. The tire's just bobbling off of that. It's not flexing, conforming to the rock at all. That's why venting and better foams or flubs would definitely help. Oh, there we go. Now it's going to lose it. Just getting all that bounce. It may still save it with that left front hooking that rock. Saved it. Was not clean at all, but they did make it. I've seen a lot worse. Right there, when you get a tire set up really well, it will cut and dig into that and make it all in one swoop, but just getting a lot of bounce with these.